Should have got water before.
Hello, and welcome to another Win Daily Sports Show. My name is Michael Rizzi. I got my man Ghost here with me, and we are here breaking down the NBA slate for this beautiful, this gorgeous, this fantastic Tuesday night. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you haven't already, go do that. It's a lot of fun over here at HNB Media TV. We appreciate them as awesome partners. Ghostman, how you doing today, buddy?
It's a beautiful day to be alive, brother. How are you doing?
It is an absolutely beautiful day to be alive, my friend. It is an absolute beautiful day to be alive. And look we have it. Roosling pig. Wait, what happened to the concrete and what happened?
Wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, we can't do the bit if you don't have the. Well, either way, awesome hat. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you go to Roosling Paving for all your paving and concrete needs, of course. But it's fun, man. It's fun. We do this. It is a beautiful day to be alive. We are here breaking down the NBA. We are Win Daily Sports. We have a lot of fun. We have some DFS, some fantasy advice for you. We're also going to give you a couple bets. I know we have one in particular that I'm excited to give the people, so we are here for that. Fam jackpotted 100K last night. Yes, one of our writers, Joel, incredible dude. We're actually going live on our other channel, on our Win Daily Sports channel, to talk about what is it? Oh yeah, golf. Forgot golf is back. So yeah, he put a $3 bullet into a single entry tournament and took home 100K. So shout out to Joel. PJ, his son, definitely has his college fund paid for now. So good for them. Yeah. So I'm here. I'm here for it. WinDailySports.com/chat. Get in that expert Discord chat of ours. We still have our $150 NBA DFS season pass, the entire season. All of you need, all the projections we're going to be talking about, all the DFS advice that you need. We have all of it. $150. We also have a sports betting promotion as well. 2 months for $21 each, and we'll make you a bunch of money along the way. So, Ghostman, let's get into it. We already know that one Mr. Kevin Durant is going to be out on this slate. He has not contracted COVID, but he has come in contact with enough people, I guess, that have. So he's going to be sitting down for a couple days. So we'll see what happens there. But I think with that happening, this game opens up a lot of opportunity. Let me switch this over and give you guys some lines. So it is Jazz -4.5 on the road. Over under sits at a nice 225. Talk to me, Ghostman. What do you like about this game?
If you don't play Kyrie Irving tonight, I can't trust you.
Back to
like
that
I
again.
don't know. Right. I don't know what else to say. Like I did it for 45 minutes with Kevin Durant. You all saw how that turned out.
Pretty good.
I don't know what else to say. Like KD's out. Dinwiddie's unfortunately done most likely for the season. Or pretty much done for the season there. So Kyrie's got over 35% usage rate on the offensive end with both these guys off the floor. Going up against Mike Conley, who's like 40 now. Donovan Mitchell doesn't play defense, at least not while he's breathing. Like I don't know how you don't just lock in Kyrie Irving at this price. Every single Nets slate where both he and Kevin Durant are priced at around 9K, it's so hard not to just lock them both in. And now you have KD that's out and Kyrie's still being disrespected at 9,300. You got to lock him in. You just have to.
Too easy. I read a couple of the articles over on WinDailySports.com today. Brian, first thing in the morning, Kyrie, lock button, lock of the week, lock of the month, lock of the century. So you always love to see that. But what about the rest of this game? I mean, KD being out, we've seen what happens when Caris LeVert actually has his opportunity within the offense. It's kind of cool. Joe Harris, does he knock down a couple threes? Where do you think we can find a little value on this game?
It starts with Caris LeVert there, the first name that you had mentioned. You saw in the bubble, he had nearly a 40% usage rate. Find me another player in the $6,000 to $7,000 range on FanDuel or DraftKings with a 40% usage rate, and I will definitely lock him in on every single slate. The thing is that doesn't exist. So you get a 40% usage rate, Caris LeVert with KD and Dinwiddie off the floor there. To be able to get him at 6,600, plus he's point guard and shooting guard eligible. So if for some crazy reason other than for ownership perspective that you want to fade Kyrie Irving on this slate, You could even play Levert over at the point guard position if you like, if that's what you need for your build. By all means, go for it. Joe Harris averaging just over 10 field goals attempts per game thus far throughout the season. We knew that would happen with KD coming back in full health, and Kyrie's back, of course, and DeAndre Jordan is back in that starting lineup too. So we knew he was going to take a dip, but now you have a guy that's there at 5,600 that was shooting the ball 13 times per game. So he gets a nice bump by a minimum of 3 attempts. What he was doing in the bubble versus what he's averaging thus far this season. So to be able to get him at 5,600, specifically on DraftKings, I like that play. A lot of 3-point upside with a guy like that. And I've talked about it before, and I'll always talk about it when we have the Nets on the slate, and that's Kyrie Irving's post game. So despite him running point, of course, Kyrie likes to go into the post. He has a strong fadeaway as well. And now that he has Joe Harris out there to kick it out to him and be able to knock down that three, he's always going to be able to knock down some corner threes there. And then we could go all the way down on the bottom at 3,700, I believe, and that's TLC, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, a guy that's likely still into that starting lineup. He was already in the starting lineup with both KD and Kyrie. I've been completely off him. The whole team's been completely off him ever since that he got into that starting lineup because, hey, you think his usage rate is already low throughout the season. Imagine now that he's sharing the court with both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I'm pretty sure they're not going to let TLC shoot the ball when both of those guys are on the court. But now KD is off the court. Joe Harris is strictly a spot-up shooter. They don't have any other guy that can really handle the ball outside of Kyrie and Karis LeVert. TLC is going to be that guy to be able to provide us some value, and he's definitely popping in the model, not only early throughout the day, but right now as well.
Right now as well. Just clicking my button there. Yeah, over six times value. So make sure you guys go grab a little TLC. No scrubs for us. No scrubs for us. And hey, everybody in the chat, start asking us questions. This is the fun part. So it's only a 5-gamer, so we're not going to be here as long as we normally are, unfortunately. I think we were here for almost an hour last night. So Rusling Paving and Concrete for all your paving and concrete needs. If you have any questions, run it by us, guys. That is what we are here to do. And it's legitimately my favorite part, getting all the questions and answering. And well, I don't answer. I like ghost answers. One thing I will say about this game in particular, I personally have taken the bet of Brooklyn plus 4.5. I'm literally giving away a free bet that we charge people for. So go take it, go make some money with it. And we are here to do that. So go make some money. Ghost, how do you feel about that? Brooklyn plus 4.5.
I like it. This Utah team doesn't have all that much firepower, and that's why I'm likely sliding in a minimum of 3 nets into my main lineup tonight. You could go with at least 2, but that would be the bare minimum that I recommend, whether you're going Kyrie LeVert, Kyrie Joe Harris, or Kyrie TLC. Notice how I didn't leave Kyrie out of there in case you didn't notice. I'm not leaving Kyrie out of those combinations, but I'm fairly confident that you could definitely get there with 3 nets in your lineup. So to be able to mix and match Kyrie LeVert and either Joe Harris or TLC will most likely be my main build right there. Still tinkering. It's still an hour and a half before lock, so a little bit different. Usually we're here an hour before lock. That's usually when I make my mind is in that 60 to 90 minute range. So right now, leaning towards Lucky and Kyrie LeVert and TLC, and I'm only running it back with one Utah guy. Whether that be if depending on the construction of your build and where you have position scarcity as well. Guard is fairly loaded tonight, whereas the forward position kind of blows. So to be able to play a guy like Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, or maybe even Jordan Clarkson off the bench. I do prefer Jordan Clarkson over on FanDuel, but again, this Brooklyn bench is going to be out there quite a lot, and that's a position for Jordan Clarkson to be able to succeed. So he's definitely viable on a slate like this. But I'm looking at the big man in Rudy Gobert. He's a guy that's been quietly getting it done. Low usage rate on the offensive end, but just his field goal efficiency always going to be high because of how well he plays around the basket. You already know what Rudy Gobert can do on the defensive end of the court. So to be able to get a guy that's averaging over 14 points, nearly 14 bounds, and does what he does on the defensive end for only 7,700, he's typically in that 38 to 42 point range, which would be right at his value on a slate like this. But he definitely has that upside to get 50 plus in a matchup like this, where he's going to be seeing both Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan, no matter how much he's out there. One of those two guys are going to be out there no matter what for the Nets. There's no KD to play 5. There's literally nobody else on this roster that could play the 5. So you know that for all minutes of the entire game, Jared Allen or DeAndre Jordan is going to be out there. Leads for a ton of minutes for Rudy Gobert.
You'll love to see it. Roosling Paving and Concrete for your paving and concrete needs. He's going to his son's baseball training. That's really nice. My parents
Nice. I
didn't
like
even come
that.
to my games half the time. You're going to the training. I think that's incredible. We're wishing you luck, buddy. Make sure you're still checking us out, though. You're in the Discord, so keep getting at it. All right. DK, single entry, Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, TLC, Covington, what? Gobert, Jamal Murray, Millsap, and Lou Will.
Yeah, every time I see a lineup with old man Millsap in there, it's brings back wicked
He's gonna
flashbacks
get a
of the
million
NBA
minutes,
bubble. But that's the
right?
thing, you know that already. Mike Malone absolutely loves this guy. It's like the NBA equivalent of Sean Payton and Taysom Hill. So Mike Malone absolutely loves this guy. And then on top of that, Michael Porter Jr. is not playing, so you know he's gonna get a ton of minutes. Minutes equate money, so I'm cool with it. Make sure you're checking the model as it updates. I know Lou Will's pretty high up there right now, so. Keep an eye up there. It's always monitoring the Clippers minutes and every other team that's on any given NBA slate. So as of right now, strong foundation.
Strong foundation. Love to see it. Are we on Harris instead of Prince now?
I think both. I really do think both are viable. Harris definitely has a safer floor that's there, but not really fair to compare the two. Completely different price ranges there. Tariq Prince is almost, if not $2,500 cheaper on DraftKings. So to be able to compare their point output, you really have to look at a point per dollar aspect. A guy like Tariq Prince is somebody that could shoot up on the model within the next 90 minutes. So we saw what happened yesterday with Dotson. It happened around. We were literally live on air.
It was the end of it too. I was just like, "Hey guys, go play him."
Yeah. I was even telling Jay, I was like, I'm pretty sure if I go look back at the clip, my face probably gets beat red as he put me on the spot there. So that was definitely fun seeing Dotson go for 8 times his value at only 8% ownership yesterday. That could be Tariq Prince. You never know today. So the model's gonna. I have it on a 15-minute timer right now, and then as we get closer to the lock, it updates every 5 minutes. So make sure to keep an eye out for that.
Keep an eye out for that. Levine seems like another guy I can't get out of the model. Are we locking him?
We're gonna talk about that game.
We're gonna get
That's
to
the
that
last game
game.
played, so I'm not getting too ahead of myself.
Drea Cooper, always love Drea. Who's a guy that's not going to be a superstar tonight that turns into a superstar tonight?
Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert, love it. That's too easy. Give another one though. Everybody knows that.
We're gonna talk about it.
Okay, all right, we'll get there. We'll get.
Can't give away the goodies before we get to the game.
I don't know. Sometimes
gotta keep the people hyped. Like they gotta be sticking with the game by game analysis here.
The people hyped. All right, loving Portland and Chicago. Nicholas, we'll get to that in a minute. And thoughts on Trae Young, or no, T Young, because Atlanta's not on the slate. Who is T Young?
Thad Young.
Thad Young.
It's the last game on the slate.
We'll get there. We'll get there, everybody. We'll get there. We promise you that. All right, let's go to this Lakers-Memphis game. Lakers by 10 now. I saw it at like 8.5 earlier today. Obviously, John Morant is out. He's going to be out for a while. It's very, very disappointing. I was excited to see him this year. LeBron's got a Q tag, but I feel like he's had a Q tag all season. Keeps playing, keeps doing his thing. So I don't know if it's that big of a deal. But the Lakers, we get earlier locking. So that's kind of nice. So we'll actually know a little bit ahead of time, I guess, more than normal. Ghostman, what do you like about this Lakers-Memphis game?
Just to drop it in there for our FanDuel players as well. Obviously, we mention this every show. We have DraftKings up on the screen at all times, but we cover FanDuel, of course. Anthony Davis needs to be a stone cold lock in your cash games over on FanDuel. The power forward position absolutely blows on a nightly basis, and that's when we have 10 to 13 games. So when you're down to 5 games and the number 2 power forward is likely a guy like Brandon Clark or Robert Covington, you need to lock in Anthony Davis at power forward, at least for your cash games. For your GBPs, feel free to get different with other payups such as Kawhi Leonard or Nikola Jokic or double stud point guard with Kyrie and Damian Lillard. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But over on FanDuel, you need to lock in Anthony Davis in your cash games. It's not even an if, and, or but. It's you just can't debate it. You lock him in every single one of your cash games, at least for FanDuel. On DraftKings, again, we don't like to build lineups based on blowouts, but this is one that could get out of hand rather quickly. The 2 O's that are right there in the top 2 options for Memphis really make me sad, with Ja Morant and of course JJJ being out for a while now. So this game might get out of hand rather quickly. It's something that if you want to fade both Lakers stars, definitely not opposed to it. But it's also a great leverage standpoint in the fact that, you know, one of them can go bonkers, and if it's one out of the 2, I really do think it's going to be Anthony Davis in this matchup. Joe Val is going to struggle down low versus Anthony Davis, and you can't even blame him. That's pretty much 99.9% of the league whenever they're facing up against Anthony Davis. He could spot up, shoot. He's a guy that could absolutely bury you in the post and just get it done in any which way that you can. My main concern is really his usage rate, sporting only a 27% usage rate right now. It seems like they're kind of dishing the rock and just cruising through this first couple of weeks of the of the regular season. So I'm going to be underweight over on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I am locking in Anthony Davis in my cash games, of course. Whether he makes my main lineup or not is yet to be seen. But in my cash games, I'm going to have 100% Anthony Davis on FanDuel.
I love it. And yeah, this is actually a really weird slate. While it's only 5 games, so it kind of allows us to, again, those 10 gamers, while they are sometimes fun, they're fun to talk about, they're a little bit more difficult to play. Obviously, a 5-gamer, we can, okay, we know what's going on. The problem is I'm looking at all these spreads, and 10 is not that bad. We have 4.5 for Utah Jazz and the Brooklyn Nets. Then we have Lakers, Grizzlies, Lakers by 10. Minnesota, Denver by 10.5. Spurs, Clippers by 9.5. Chicago, Portland by 9.5. There is no close game on this slate outside of the Jazz Brooklyn one. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. Back to the chat. John, GPP, FanDuel, Irving, Sweet Lou, Lemon Pepper Lou, I think is another name we like for him. Levine, TLC, Leonard, Jones, Naz, Clark, and Joker.
Yeah, just be careful with a guy like DJJ and Derrick Jones Jr. in your second small forward position. Try to get up to Otto Porter if you can. Safer floor, likely a higher ceiling as well. The one thing that could pay off with a guy like Derrick Jones Jr. is that he could rack up 5-6 steals in a game, and at 3 points per over on FanDuel, that's definitely nice. So that's the definition of a GBP play, punting all the way down with Derrick Jones Jr. I'm pretty sure he's only 3,600 today on the slate. We don't have it on the screen right now, but I'm pretty sure he's 3,600. Somebody that's worth a shot to be able to jam in Kawhi, Levine, Kyrie, and Joker all in the same lineup. That's stars and scrubs. Brian would definitely be proud.
Brian would be proud. You'll love to see that. Another question: FanDuel GPP, Sage Master, Kyrie, Jamal Murray, Levine, Joe Harris, Porter, Clark, Covington, Gobert. Get jiggy with it.
This my boy Ro gets buckets and base hits over in our Discord, so he knows to get jiggy with it before he sends me a lineup, and it's fire, bro. Absolutely love it. Kyrie with Jamal, Levine. Yeah, this is perfect. Like in a spot where I'm not playing Joker, I want all Jamal Murray that I could get. I'm going to talk about that in the next game. So absolutely love this lineup. Great work, man.
Good stuff. Do we have another one? No, it looks like that's the same one, just without the parentheses around Kyrie. So what do we got? John, 3,600. That was in.
DJJ is 3,600.
Yeah.
So
all right, cool.
It's a guy you could take a shot on. You know what I mean? I mean, he could easily hit 6-7 times his value just on steals alone. So in a game that could quickly get out of hand. I mean, this is the definition of a Damian Lillard game. But again, it's a big spread. You got to take a stand on somewhere, and he's definitely worth taking a shot, specifically on FanDuel.
Something Big T. What's up, buddy? Big T's telling us I think he's playing some golf tonight. So excited, ready for a takedown. Hey man, you saw what Joel did. You deserve it now. Corey, we got Dame, Levine, TLC, Prince, Gobert, Irv. I think that's Irving, Kennard, and Sweet Lemon Pepper Lou. Sweet Lemon Pepper actually sounds pretty good now that I say it out loud, right? I'd eat those chicken wings.
It does. The fact that you're able to get Dame, Levine, Gobert, and Kyrie all in a lineup without, getting some bench players that are just not involved in their offenses at all. I mean, you take away the studs and you're looking at TLC spot start, definitely in a great spot, 3,700. Taurean Prince, we already spoke about. He could definitely shoot up the model depending on what his minutes are looking like leading up to tip. Luke Kennard, Lou Will, perfect spot in the game that's a -10 spread there. So I dig it. Nice.
Dig it. Glide. Mitchell Green, Levine, or Barton Thad, Kawhi, DraftKings single entry GPP.
Just going to ask if you could reply in the chat, and then we'll bring it back up on the screen. Is that Jamichael Green, I would assume? Just confirm that for me, please.
Confirm, please. Pippen, Rodman, Jordan in my lineup tonight. Let's go.
All the money.
Money lineup. You want to win 100K. That's how you do it. FanDuel, GPP, Irving, Dame, TLC, Levine, Harris, Batum, Porter, Thad, and the Joker again. Who? I'm sorry. That Snoop Dogg gif is probably one of my favorite ones of all time.
I must send that at least 25 times a day.
And I love it. So every time I see it, because it like zooms it. Who? I love it.
It's literally my face. It's literally my face every time I read something throughout the day. So
I
definitely get a good laugh out of that. I'm happy everybody else enjoys it.
I love it.
It's strong. I mean, again, you can't say that you don't have good. I don't even want to call them scrubs. You can't say that you don't have good scrubs in this lineup. I mean, you got Kyrie, Dame, Levine, Joker, probably 4 of the top 6 scorers on the entire slate in the same lineup. Roll it.
Roll it, baby. Looks like Shane had a pretty similar lineup to our what was it, bases and whatevers before. My man, sorry, I forgot your name.
Roll gets base hits, and so oh my god,
whatever.
He knows what he's doing with it.
Stars and scrubs: GPP, Kyrie, CJ, Luke, DeAndre Jordan, PJ Williams, Dame, Dozier, and Levert.
The one guy in there that scares me a little bit is PJ. But if that's what it takes to be able to build your lineup, I mean, he's going to come in under 5% on. So if they get blown out, they might give him a little bit of extra time there.
Love it. And we got our good buddy Adam. Adam writes our cash game articles most days. If Joker goes after the model one more time. Adam, you love Joker. Doesn't Adam's like our Joker guy? He's our like resident Joker lover. I'm all for it. I got a question here about Batum, and we will get to that game in a second. I promise you guys. Glide is saying yes, so I think it was JaMychal Green. So let's go back to the question. Yeah,
let's bring up those
Mitchell, Green, Levine, or Barton, Thad, and Kawhi.
Barton, Thad, and Kawhi is definitely safer. When we're talking about a single entry GBP, you want to stick typically closer to a cash game lineup without getting too crazy. But again, if it's that single entry GPP in the $12 to $27 range, $40 range, there's even one that's 66 or 100 tonight as well. If you're getting closer to 5,000 people, I like that first option in Donovan Mitchell, Levine, and JaMychal Green. Just make sure you don't have guys like Kobe White or Rudy Gobert in there, and make sure that you have 2 to 3 Brooklyn Nets to be able to run back Donovan Mitchell in that lineup.
Love it. Man, this is fun. The chat is fantastic tonight. Let's get it. Kyrie, Levine, Ingles, Melo, Rudy.
This is the real Melo.
I know. Charlotte's not playing. But you did call a pretty good game for LaMelo last night. You sent me, hey, dude almost had a nice triple-double. I was asleep by the time you sent that.
12, 9, and 8 for LaMelo yesterday.
And I see Gay there. Is Rudy Gay still in the league? I say that facetiously knowing, but like, why are you playing Rudy Gay? I'm sorry. Like, he has to be 1,000 years old at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you get the younger version of Aldridge. I don't even know who's older at this point. I feel like they've both been in the league before I was even born.
Legitimately, I feel like Rudy Gay's been in the league since I was in middle school, and I'm almost 30 years old. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. All jokes aside there, Rudy Gay's going to be a no for me tonight. Gary Trent Jr., Dookie. I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him with Melo. Like, both of them are going to come off the bench, and one usually pops off with the other one not doing anything at all. So I wouldn't play those two guys together. Joe Ingles is kind of just meh for me. I'd rather go, especially if you have Rudy in there, I wouldn't go Ingles. You're going to want him running. If Rudy's going off, he's running pick and roll with Conley or Donovan Mitchell, but more so Conley. So I would lose Ingles, Rudy Gay, and Gary Trent in that lineup, or Melo, whichever one of Melo and Gary Trent that you prefer. Personally prefer Melo.
He's got it's headband Melo, and he's on Gay because Aldridge will be out. But I think you covered that sufficiently. All right, chat. Appreciate you. Keep the questions coming. I see you, Dre. I see you, Adam. I see everybody. So please keep that coming. I do want to get to some of these other games because most of your questions will be answered eventually. Minnesota and Denver, as I said before, no fun games outside of Utah and the Nets tonight. Denver favored by 10.5 at home. Over under sits at 226. Talk to me about this one. I mean, Joker is expensive, but the model loves him.
Yeah, this is a scary price range for Joker. Now, I was just talking with it. I was just talking about it with Adam before we got on here. You know, when he was in that 9.9, 10.2 range, definitely fun seeing him drop 20-point triple doubles and getting 60 to 70 DraftKings points out there at sub 5% ownership. But now we're approaching this price range where we see Luka, where we see Giannis and stuff like that. So definitely a smash spot for him. I'm nervous. The past 2 games, he seems like he's going out there doing his best John Collins impression, just slapping everybody out there and racking up 4 fouls in 12 minutes. So leads me more to Jamal Murray in a spot like this. I'm kind of riding the hot hand there between the 2 Denver Nugget stars in Jamal Murray. Severely underpriced for a guy like this. I mean, D'Lo's one of, if not the worst defender possibly on this slate. So to be able to attack D'Lo with Jamal Murray, you absolutely love to see it. Only 7,600. He's a guy that's been playing lights out in these past 2 games. I mean, he's shooting 59.5% from the field and just under 47% from deep in the past 2 games that Joker's been playing like John Collins. So definitely take advantage of that and make sure that you're riding the hot hand in Jamal Murray. If not, you could always go with Jokic shares, but at that point, you got to make sure that you tend towards this Minnesota value, whether it's a guy like Naz Reid, whether it's a guy like Malik Beasley, whether it's a guy like D'Lo. I'm not really on many of these players. I'm more so just locking in Maul and then moving forward from there.
Awesome. And because you brought up John Collins, I do have a dramatic reading for everybody. This is from the Knicks Hawks game last night, 4th quarter, mind you.
Surprised they made it that far without following.
Yeah, well, look at that. Look at there. 2:06 left in the 4th quarter. John Collins enters the game for Clint Capella. 106-103. The Knicks are winning. 153. Mitchell Robinson blocks Trae Young's driving layup. Wow. 149. John Collins offensive rebound. 106-103. 148. John Collins misses layup. 106-103. 147. Julius Randle defensive rebound. 147. John Collins personal foul. I love it. I just love it. And it just makes me laugh. He took him 20 seconds and he misses a layup and fouls somebody in a simple 20 seconds. So you just love to see it sometimes. You'll love to see it. All right, let's go back to the chat. Buckets and base hits. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. Did we do this one? I don't remember. Irving, Mitchell, Leonard, Prince, Gobert, Lou Will, TWC, and Rubio. That's TLC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. I like it.
Bang.
Like it. Strong.
Drea, interesting point where Dame isn't going to be super aggressive tonight. Again, the game is 10 points in favor of Portland. Something to worry about, right?
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about it, Drea. Where's that French person? I want that French person to come back to ask you some questions in French. That was hot. Michael, by the way, Manscaped should be here Thursday. I think it was Brian, if I'm not mistaken, told me to play the balls lineup with LaMelo and Lonzo, and they both went off. Shout out. He sent me a message in Discord today, and I laughed my ass off. And you know what, Brian? For that, we want to thank Manscaped for supporting Win Daily Sports. Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Ghost has talked about it. He loves the box. Rockers talked about it. He loves his shaved balls. I love it because now I can finally shave my balls and not be worried about it. Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever, created and released it with their improved Lawnmower 3.0. Their 3rd generation trimmer features cutting-edge ceramic blade technology to reduce grooming accidents. Think to their advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. When I tell you premium, my goodness, do I mean premium. Battery lasts up to 90 minutes, so that first shave, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be there for you. Waterproof, so you can take that bad boy in the shower. I don't know. I personally wouldn't shave in the shower. It's not my thing, but hey, to each his own. And they got a sweet LED light so you can see up in all the nooks and the crannies. And the charging stand's pretty awesome too. It's powered by USB, so you can put it in your downstairs bathroom. So that way everybody that has to go take a leak at your house knows that you shave your balls, which is pretty great. So if you are listening to me, please trim that junk of yours. 20% off free shipping with promo code WINDAILY at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping. Promo code WINDAILY at manscaped.com. One more time, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code WINDAILY. Your balls will thank you. And thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for bringing that up. No LaMelo slander. Far from it. Might have missed. Okay. Sorry. I'm just looking through the chat. Always looking through the chat. Back to my lineup. I can downgrade Dame to White and upgrade TLC to Levert. Also can switch Joe Harris to Culver or just keep it the same.
Can we pull back the lineup?
I don't really remember what it was. Let's go back. Sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, well, but before, like, if we find it, great. If not,
I got it. You want it?
Yeah, please. So you said Dame to White.
Yeah.
No, don't play White and Levine together. That answers your question right there. Leave this as is.
Bang. All right. Thanks.
Because if you're playing White and Levine together, it's because Chicago keeps that close. You're going to want Dame. So there's no point in swapping Dame out for Kobe White and playing him with Levine if you're not playing Dame.
Love it.
Lineups need to make sense.
Kyrie, Levert, TLC, Prince, too much Brooklyn?
One too many. Yeah.
Just
One too many for me. I rather stick to 3.
Early MVP predictions. Ghost loves Steph Curry.
Plus
Yeah.
850.
We said it at the same time. What is it now? Is it still plus 850? You could probably
I'm
get
gonna
it
check
better.
right now.
He's been going bonkers the last couple games. So Gobert over 13.5 rebounds. That sounds like a fun one.
That's steep. I like that one. We're always here for the over, so slam.
Oh yeah, that's true. We're always here for the over.
It could be 23.5. Just because you put it up on the screen, got to take the over.
So hey guys, as I told you, our good friend Joel took down 100K last night. What's up, Joel? Joel wants to know what the hell are we doing at the power forward position on FanDuel?
Lord knows, buddy. No, Lord knows. I have no idea what's going on there today. It is an absolute dumpster fire. My God, let me open FanDuel here because I know we have DraftKings up on the screen, or we're about to.
Yeah, I took it down because we're answering all the chat. I want people to see us.
If you hear these names, you got Anthony Davis, Lauri Markkanen's out. Aldridge is like 46 years old, probably out. Then you're dropping to Bogdanovic, Brandon Clark, Robert Covington, Naz Reid, O'Neal, Millsap, who's like 46 years old, Batum, Kyle Kuzma, and Thad Young. Like, this is the perfect MME slate in the sense that you need to make multiple lineups on FanDuel tonight. And you need to make some. You need to make some with Anthony Davis locked in, and you need to make some without, because if both like when we're talking about lineups making sense, if you have a trio of Kyrie, obviously he's going to be in there, Kyrie with Dame and Levine, you might not be able to squeak in Anthony Davis there without going full $3,500 pounds. But if Dame goes bonkers and Levine goes bonkers, the optimal might be sitting out Anthony Davis, and you just need to really, really, really hope that two of these other guys, I'm literally going to call them other guys because it's really bad on FanDuel. The other guys need to combine for like 40 to 50 FanDuel points, and that Davis doesn't go nuclear. That could be that's the angle that I'm leaning right now, because a lot of people are going to get so nervous about that power forward position that they're going to lock in Anthony Davis. But when I look at this slate, I can easily see 6 guys getting 50 plus FanDuel points tonight.
Should be fun. So thanks, Joel, and thank you for winning all that money. Make us look super smart. Keith Seal, Lou, Lillard, Levine, Levert. Wow, a lot of L's. Edwards, Jones, AD, Young, and the Joker.
I'm not playing Anthony Edwards. Other than that, looks strong.
Love it. John, GPPDK, Irving, Levert, Leonard, Batum, Gobert, Sweet Lou, Lemon Pepper, Lou, TLC, and Ingles.
Yeah, just swap out Ingles for Culver, and you're good.
Bang. What are we doing about that? Also, Joe Harris over Culver, or Joe Harris or Culver? So
Joe Harris over Culver.
Oh, that worked out really well. Seems like a Royce O'Neal night, but then
honestly, wouldn't be surprised with how bad power forward is. Yeah, see, like you know what the ultimate like punch straight to the nuts is when you see that you have PMR remaining in your DraftKings lineup and you're so close to a takedown, like possibly top 5, and you go and open that lineup and you see Royce O'Neal. It's like, why even say that I have PMR remaining? Like there's like, no, I can't do that. So like you're watching the Utah game and you're sitting there like really close to the screen. Like you're like this, like possibly like this. And you're absolutely praying that this guy grabs a rebound. So it's like, I can't stomach it, but over on FanDuel, I'm going to have to have some sort of combinations with him because power forward is just that bad.
Hate it. Batum and Thad for Tyler. That's pretty funny.
I love it, bro beans.
Clark or Rocco?
Rocco's been playing like dog doo-doo, man. I don't know. I like the thing with Rocco is that I'll keep going back, just like I've been doing with Eric Bledsoe, and it's been really paying off the past 2 couple games because everybody hopped off the Eric Bledsoe train, and I'm just on there alone. So that was quite fun the past 2 slates, and I'm likely doing the same thing with Robert Covington in this matchup.
Robert Covington, I love it. Did we get to this one? Jamal Beasley, Prince Bogdan.
Okay, you almost gave me a heart attack. I didn't see Kyrie Irving in that lineup.
Oh, it's there. Gobert, Irving, Kennard, Allen. Okay,
so first thing I'm going to say is that swap Jamal and Kyrie because you want your early players in your first 5 slots. So quick 101. Make sure you guys hop into our Discord for quick tips like this. You want your early guys playing in your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center position. because those are a lot harder to swap on DraftKings. Yes, we have late swap on FanDuel, but pretty much no one does it. So that's also another quick tip, is that you have a massive edge if you do end up late swapping over on FanDuel, because people that are really hardcore FanDuel players are not used to having that luxury, but now they do. So make sure you're taking advantage of that over on FanDuel. And on DraftKings, make sure that you have the players that start first, as in Kyrie Irving in the Nets game is the first game on the slate. You don't want him in your guard spot, because God forbid Jamal Murray gets hurt in shoot around and you got to pivot to, let's say, Donovan Mitchell in the lineup like that, where he's $200 less. You might not be able to do it at the point guard spot if Donovan Mitchell is only shooting guard eligible. So just make sure that you're making slight adjustments like that. But this is strong. I like the double center lineup. I could tell that you ended up reading my article today where Gobert is going back and forth with Jared Allen, and Jared Allen's going to have a very important role in this offense. It's going to look like the Brooklyn Nets of the bubble with the addition of the one and only Kyrie Irving. So I like it. Strong.
Good stuff, Corey. Kyrie, there you go. Kyrie, Lillard, LeVert, Levine. Again, a lot of L's. Love it. Porter, Prince, Millsap, Gobert, and then O'Neal or Bogdan or Rocco. Leaning Rocco, but damn, this dude. As we just said, right? Rocco?
Yeah, so like imagine you end up seeing this lineup. Kyrie's going to crush. Dame's going to crush. LeVert's going to crush. Levine's going to crush. Porter's going to get there on value alone. Tariq Prince going to get there on value. And then you look at your power forwards and you got 46-year-old Paul Millsap and Royce O'Neal, and you're like, oh my God. Please lead me to a takedown, Paul Millsap and Royce O'Neal. If that happens on any given slate where I get a takedown with Paul Millsap or Royce O'Neal, I'm buying a jersey. Like, it's 100% a fact. I'm buying one of their jerseys, because I don't know if it'll ever happen to me. But this is the lineup where exactly a prime situation where I'm talking about FanDuel, where if you end up fading Anthony Davis, no matter what power forward combination you end up getting, you won't like it. You're going to say, man, am I really playing Brandon Clark? Am I really playing Thad Young? Am I really playing Robert Covington? Like, you're literally going to say that about every single name other than Anthony Davis. So if you're in love with each and every one of the other pieces, which I am, I find it really strong, lock those guys in and just run a couple different combinations. The fact that you have Gobert in that lineup, I wouldn't really be confident with Bogdan. I'd kind of want a piece of the Portland game. Plus, you'll get that rebounding, like Dame shooting. Rocco's gonna have to play D. I lean Rocco in that in that type of lineup construction.
Very cool. A couple more questions we'll have back. Kyrie, Brooks, Harris, AD, Pothole. Is that supposed to be Puddle? Jakob Puddle. Lemon Pepper Lou. There we go. And Real Mellow. Still need a utility at 5,900 left.
Make sure to check the model.
Check the model, buddy.
It's updating right now. It's due for an update in 7 minutes.
Due for an update in 7 minutes. To avoid having 4 Nets, would you downgrade Kawhi or upgrade Prince? Could go Levine or Sweet Lou to get the 4th Brooklyn out.
I'm not sure what downgrading Kawhi does to get a Brooklyn player out. Are you saying like together, like you're swapping Kawhi and Prince for Levine and Lou? I love Kawhi on the slate.
Hopefully that helps.
That one's really tough for me. Keep an eye on the model. See if Prince ends up shooting a little bit.
Get back to us. And I know there's more questions, but this will be the last one. Who'd you swap Edwards for on FanDuel?
I gotta check. Give me a second. Pull up the next question in the meantime.
Okay. Theo, Big T, what's up, buddy?
Big T.
Who are the 5 guys you should drop in 50 tonight? So we got Kyrie, 1.
There you go.
We got AD. Is that another?
Yeah.
Dame,
potentially? We're talking about possibly, by the way, right? I said possibly dropping 50. So.
Yeah. Dame.
Yeah. AD, Dame.
Joker, potentially, right? So that's 4.
Yeah.
Who was the 5th that you were on? Oh, Kawhi.
You know it.
You did 5, but it's also the claw. So
that's exactly what I was going for. The claw.
Look at that, guys! I figured it out.
I don't have the same size hands, but
not quite.
If I go close enough to the camera, it kind of gives that impression. So like it works.
It works. All right. So what was the question? Oh, swap Edwards for on FanDuel.
You got to do whatever you can to get up to Joe Harris. He's only 4,600, only $200 more. If you already have him in your lineup, feel free to roll Culver. If you could get up to Otto Porter at 5,300, that's strong. Down to Melo or down to Tariq Prince, depending on how many nets you have. Don't forget guys like Denzel Valentine and DJJ. If they're popping in the model, make sure you grab some shares.
Popping in the model. All right, let's go. Got a couple more games, and then we'll get back to your questions. San Antonio and the Clippers. Clippers favored by 9.5 at home. 228 over under. talk to me, Gus, man. You love Kawhi, you said. Anybody else
Yeah.
from this game? Sweet Lou, we've been talking about him a little bit, and we talked about Jake Puddle. Who else from this game are you like? Oh, Batum. People had a lot of questions about him.
Yeah. Narrative of the day, Kawhi facing his former franchise at Staples Center. You absolutely love to see it. Obviously, there's going to be a narrative mention on every single show. So please get used to it. Those are always the fun moments that we have. Kawhi at 9,100. He's a guy that can definitely exceed his value right now. And again, it's whenever I've said it before, whether it's a 2-game slate, which is an opening day slate all the time, whether it was the bubble or opening day, Clippers are always on opening day 2-game slates. So, and Kawhi's consistently that low-owned stud. It's going to happen again tonight. Everyone's looking at Kyrie, and rightfully so. Even that, if he comes in 35 to 40% owned, 60% of the field, their lineups are dead. So no matter what ownership that he ends up having, make sure you lock him in. Kawhi could be that guy that a lot of people end up forgetting. There's a lot of premium guards that you could end up locking in on a slate like this, and there's no better way than to possibly fade one of those guys and end up locking in Kawhi, take the raw points at the weakest position by far on both FanDuel and Draftkings tonight, and just end up taking the ball and running with it. He's a guy that's been rebounding strong as well. Serge Ibaka is kind of having a bit of trouble, or at least a bit more than they thought when they had brought him in. He's not rebounding as well as they thought, and Kawhi's cleaning up on the defensive glass. So you absolutely love to see that, and he's going to make waves with rookie Keldon Johnson on the wing there along him. There's no way DeRozan goes up to guard Kawhi. That's not happening. He's going to line up on PG. So good luck to Keldon Johnson. Big fan. Love what the young buck is doing, but he's in tough tonight. That's for sure.
Good luck. Kawhi on both sides from Drea? Yes. All right.
Get shares. FanDuel, he's a little expensive, but make sure that you have shares, because when we're talking, like take the prime example, Kawhi is the same price, or I believe $100 less than Anthony Davis on FanDuel. Everyone's going to take the safe way and go Anthony Davis with a $5,000 power forward option. Bogdanovich, Clark, Robert Covington, Thad Young, Kyle Kuzma, any one of those guys that we were naming before. And then they're going to go with 2 mid-range small forwards, the Harrises, the Culvers, the Ingles, the Porters. What better way than to swap off AD, grab Kawhi? You end up still getting one of those small forwards to pair Kawhi with, and then you grab 2 of those $5,000 power forwards. What you're basically playing the angle there is that AD won't go nuclear. Kawhi's going to outscore him in raw points, and now you're comparing $5,000 player to $5,000 player in a combination where you're likely going to be getting the edge out there on top.
Absolutely. And then what about some of these other guys? Batum, we talked about, Jake Puddle, Lou Williams. Why you liking them so much?
Yeah, but Puddle's in play purely if Aldridge is out. But even now, his price is getting a little high for GBPs. I like him for cash. For GBPs, really depends what the model ends up spitting out with how many minutes he's going to play and what we end up coming up with there. But for cash, he's a great option at the center position. If you can't go all the way up to Jokic, you could definitely go down to Jakob Puddle. Definitely a fan favorite. So former Toronto Raptor, of course. Yep. So for your cash games, he definitely a safe option. Has that consistent floor where, you know what, he won't wow you with 50 DraftKings points at $5,000, but you know what, he'll consistently get you 20 to 25. And for your cash games, if it means you're jamming in a bunch of other studs, that's exactly what you need. And he's likely going to come in high owned there too. So you got to eat the ownership there. Make sure that you lock him in. Should Aldridge be out. Other than that, Serge Ibaka is criminally underpriced on FanDuel. On DraftKings, not so much at 56, but he's only $4,500 on FanDuel at the center position. He's a guy that can knock down some threes. And if Kawhi's not scooping up the boards, then Ibaka is. So at only $4,500, I'm definitely going to be taking some shots on Serge over on FanDuel. On DraftKings, probably not have any shares whatsoever, but at the very most, I'll be severely underweight there on Serge. I like DeJounte Murray in this spot as well. No Derek White, and that's huge for me. Whenever I end up playing DeJounte Murray, it's likely on a back-to-back or because Derek White is out, which he is for this game. Pop absolutely loves Derek White. Like, he loves playing Derek White. So, and that really hampers DeJounte Murray's ceiling. In a game that DeMar is going to be lining up on PG or Kawhi, either one, like, nobody else really has that upside in this game for them to keep it close other than DeJounte going up against Lou Will, going up against Pat Bev. Like I could really see DeJounte Murray taking advantage of this matchup here, and he's going to be the complete forgotten about man because you can go up $800 to Jamal Murray, which I strongly recommend. I do prefer Jamal Murray or DeJounte Murray, but when we're talking about these large field contests, and we're talking about getting different in the spot, you could definitely do a lot worse than fading one of these popular mid-range guys, the Goberts, the Murrays, the other people we've been talking about for Dejounte Murray, and just upgrade another position for that quick 1,000 that you end up saving.
Quick 1,000. All right, let's quickly go over the Charlotte Portland game, and then that way we can get back to the chat because I got to get going soon, guys. Sorry, I only got about 15 minutes here left with you. So talk to me a little bit about this game. I mean, we talked about Dame a bit. We've talked about CJ Levine. You love Kobe White always. You talked about Otto Porter. Why do you love these guys so much? I mean, this game is a big spread, so it's 9.5 to Portland, but it has the highest over-under at 233. So we know it's going to be fast, it's going to be fun, and there's going to be points. That's what we like to hear. So talk to me a little bit about this game.
Yeah, the key word being there in your description was that this game's going to be fast, and that's exactly what we like to target. We like to target high totals, we like to target tight spreads, and we like to target teams that play fast. More possessions, more minutes, more points, people. So target teams that play fast. You don't want to play teams that are slow, like the Grizzlies back in their day before Ja ended up coming in the grit and grind days. That's not a team that you would target in DFS. So make sure that you're targeting these kind of game environments. You really have to take a stand here and play it from two different angles. If you're slotting in Levine with Dame, you need to go full game stack with this one, and really you need to hope that Chicago finds a way to keep this one close and that the stars just absolutely show out. That's where I would be okay with playing Kobe White and Levine together. Ideally, you still don't want to, but that would be the only situation that it's acceptable. I'm only playing one of Dame or CJ McCollum. If you're getting exposure to this one, they're consistently eating into each other's usage. So they have the potential to combine for 80 on any given night, like raw points, not fantasy points, like actual points. But just the way that the game has been going is that CJ McCollum has improved his ball handling as well. He's able to run the pick and roll and really run that offense, and Dame's been kind of playing a bit more off ball as well. So when CJ ends up doing that, so you really got to choose one or the other. For me, it's going to be Dame. This is a matchup where he's going to make Kobe White look like the sophomore that he is. So being able to get a high priced, low owned Damian Lillard is always something that I have my eyes on. Otto Porter, going to be continuing to target him with Lauri Markkanen out and Thomas Satoransky out as well. Whereas if you're playing the blowout angle, that's when you can really take advantage of guys like Enes Kanter, Robert Covington, Derrick Jones Jr., Melo, Gary Trent, all these other guys. If you're playing the angle where, you know what, this one gets out of hand pretty much after 36 minutes, then you can definitely go to this mid-range and hope that a guy like Enes Kanter can go absolutely bonkers in the fourth quarter.
I love it. You'll love to see it, people. You'll love to see it. Let's go bonkers in the fourth quarter. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, cool. Let's hop back to the chat, answer some questions before I go eat some dinner with my lovely wife. FanDuel GPP, Irving, Kobe, Levine. So I think we answered that one. Try not to play both of them if possible. Porter, Barton, Covington, Hernan Gomez, and the Joker.
Yeah, first time I see a lineup with Juancho, so I can tell you're looking at the model. I appreciate that. Again, no Kobe and Levine unless you're slotting in Dame, and at that point, that's got to be a really, really like that $3 tournament with like 3.5 trillion people in it. That's where you can end up fading Kyrie, if you want to, because you just can in a tournament like that. You got to get different somewhere. But if you're playing Kobe and Levine, you got to play Dame or CJ.
Got to play Dame or CJ. You talked about it a little bit. No one's on Ibaka, and he loves to kill the Spurs. Aldridge out. I know he's 100, but that might help.
On FanDuel, I like it. On DK is a little bit too expensive, but I had mentioned him for on FanDuel at 4,500.
4,500. FanDuel GPP number 2. Dame, Lou Williams, LeVert, Schroeder, Kawhi, Porter, AD, Royce 5'9", and Ibaka.
No Kyrie. He even told me, he's like, I'm going to send you a couple lineups without Kyrie and that. I was like, don't do that to me.
Come on, not live on air, man. What are you doing?
You need at least a second net in there. Trying to figure out you can go down from Schroeder to TLC if you like to play LeVert and TLC, or you got to come off Dame and go Kyrie in that one, but it's strong, bro. It's good.
Strong.
Make sure that you get a second net in there some way, somehow.
What are the top 3 ownership on DraftKings?
Let me pull it up for you. Give me a second.
We will look it up. Kawhi on both sites. I know we saw that one. The answer is yes. Theo, thanks, boys. No, thank you, T. We appreciate the heck out of you, brother. LeBron playing, you think? Yeah, I think LeBron's going to play. He's kind of
He's been Q every day.
he's been Q every day.
He'll be fine. Top 3 ownership on DraftKings are Kawhi slotted into number 1. I guess people are watching the show.
Hell yeah, people. Thank you.
Kawhi, Jokic, and Levine. People, if you don't play a lineup with Kyrie Irving and he's not even one of the top owned plays on a slate like this with no Kevin Durant, no Dinwiddie, I'm gonna be disappointed. Don't do that to me.
Well, you can be disappointed in everyone that's not a part of the Win Daily Sports family, but everybody
that's fine. But
of the Win Daily Sports family is here.
Please, at least make one. If you want to fade him because ownership and leverage and all these words that we hear across the industry every single day that make me want to throw up sometimes, just play at least one with Kyrie, please.
Please.
For me.
Pretty please.
I'm asking nicely.
FanDuel GPP, my turn to win 100K. Hell yeah, dude. Just send us a screenshot.
I like it.
Kyrie, Dame, Levert, Mitchell, Harris, Porter, Thad, Naz, and Gobert.
Strong. Very strong. My one concern is that you have Donovan Mitchell with Gobert. It's the only thing. But if that game goes bonkers, you have 3 nets. I love it. Strong. This is what I'm talking about getting different with your power forwards. If the rest of your lineup is that good, you just got to hope that AD doesn't go nuclear. And again, it's a pretty big spread. You guys really like Rubio. The model says 6x value. It's true. Yeah, he's been trending down, so definitely keep an eye out on that. But even if his minutes hit the 20s, you got to see when the starters get announced, the model's going to update, and he'll either possibly even go up or he's going to come down a lot. So make sure that you're there. If Malik Beasley's starting over him, that's when I would expect them all to end up lowering the projection just a little bit.
Fantastic. Let them not play Kyrie.
Let them.
Here we go. Big T as well. If you're not part of the Win Daily family, go ahead and fade him and watch us pass you up. What's up, buddy? You'll love to see it. All right. Let's go back. No, we did that one. And best values by the model at 5,900 less are Wendell Carter, Rubio, Covington, and Ibaka. Giving away all our secrets, but who cares? We're here to help.
It is what it is. We gave away the Dotson secret yesterday. It still only came in 7% on. So thank you to everybody the 93% of people that didn't play Dotson. My bankroll thanks you. So thank you.
Yes. I mean, 5 to 10,000 people do watch this show, which is pretty cool, but whatever. We'll give away some secrets here and now. So yeah,
it is what it is.
I know you're not happy about it, but I'm pretty happy about it.
You could go just double check whatever the model says. That's going to be my answer. I ride or die by it. Obviously, it's no secret. I use it every single day. I literally have 4 monitors in my office with the monitor with the model on one of them, and FanDuel DraftKings open on the other 2. So
DK, Royce, or Batum.
Oh man, that's ugly.
Yes, it is. That is actually pretty ugly.
Let me check.
Checking the model.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Is this FanDuel or DraftKings?
DK.
We got. Oh my god, I was on Showdown for a sec, and it had the. Obviously, it has the 1.5 times for MVP, and I see Kyrie at 77. I was like, God damn, somebody override.
No. That's just the model knows how much you love him tonight.
Who was it, Royce or Batum? They're separated by 1.4 points. So
there you go.
Make 2 lineups.
They both
one with Royce, one with Batum.
Someone convinced me Bogdanovich isn't a bad play.
Let's pull up that game. Let's pull it up on if you have DK still open.
Yep. Where am I going? Where is he?
First game. Utah.
There we go. Let me clear this.
So here's the thing: you're gonna have Rudy in the paint. Allen's gonna be there with DeAndre Jordan, one of the 2. And then what they need to do to be able to exploit this Brooklyn defense is really get Bogdanovich on the outside. Royce the 5'9", it's not happening. Guy can't shoot a 3 for his life. Probably can't even shoot the mid-range for his life. So it's going to be Bogdanovich stretching the court. So to be able to get him on the outside, that's what's going to lead Donovan Mitchell the ability to drive. Jordan Clarkson solely drives. Like, yes, his mid-range isn't bad, but he doesn't have confidence in it. I could tell her he's not shooting it enough to be able to say, like, he can knock down the mid-range. So Jordan Clarkson's going to want to drive. Mike Conley is apparently in the peak of his career all of a sudden at like 46 years old. So
good for him.
He's been driving like crazy. Donovan Mitchell drives like crazy. Everybody knows that. He absolutely loves to baptize people and be on TSN or ESPN the next day. So they need Bogdan to be able to stretch that court. And then with the fact that they're already weak on the interior of Brooklyn, they're going to crash the glass fairly strong. You're going to see guys like Joe Harris, TLC, Taurean Prince, whoever's out there with Jared Allen or DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan a little bit less. But when Jared Allen is out there, that's when Bogdan could do serious damage because they're not going to want to let Rudy get offensive bounds, and they're going to crash the glass fairly strong. If Rudy comes down with it or it's a long rebound, they're going to kick it out to Bogdan, and he's going to be knocking down some serious wide open threes. So we're talking about that upside play for a GBP. He could get there.
There you go, Marcus.
It takes a lot, like everything that what I'm saying, like it takes a lot for it to happen, but it's definitely something that I could see.
All right, some rapid fire. Kyrie, Clarkson, TLC, no scrubs. Headband, Melo, Reed, Dame, NVR, Pass, Kuz, Levert. What?
I don't even understand.
Yeah, I don't understand that last part,
it's
but
Kyrie, Clarkson, TLC,
Melo, Reed, Dame, and what is NVR, Pass, Kuz? I'm not totally sure about that one. We do have injury news, though. We'll get back to you, Brian. No, wait. Is there any injury news? Yes. And then I think Drea followed up with the injury news that KCP is out and Kuz is starting. So thanks, Drea. Appreciate that.
This is a spot where you're talking about that FanDuel position on FanDuel now. People are not going to want to play AD and Kuz together. So monitor ownership and see what AD looks like. I have a feeling Kuz is going to come under owned. And if you're playing the blowout angle again, you could play guys like, man, I don't even know, preseason gem, THT. You could play, you know, I was waiting for that one. You could play Kuz, obviously, starting. You might even see a little bit of Markieff Morris. Just, again, double check the model. Whatever ends up popping, you're going to see an update in 3 minutes. So
3 minutes.
As long as the news came in timely enough that it was before the push to the site, you'll either see it in 3 minutes or in 18 minutes. That it'll be up there.
It'll be up soon. Wait, isn't it 5 minutes now that we're within the hour?
It's 7:30 lock, right? Not 8. Then yes,
7:30.
Every 5 minutes. So 3 minutes or 8 minutes.
There we go. Move something around. Kyrie, Dame, Clarkson, Levine, Prince, Porter, The Brow, Millsap, and Jake Puddle.
I like your other one before. Your other one had Jokic in it, didn't it?
Going back.
It had Kyrie, Dame, Levine, and Jokic.
Kyrie, Lillard, Levert, Levine, Porter, Prince, Millsap, Gobert, and
Gobert. Okay, so what was the pivot? The new one is
coming back. Kyrie, Dame, Clarkson, Levine, Prince, Porter.
Converted from Levert to Clarkson. No, I like the original one better.
The original.
Like this is what I'm talking about. You can, if the Brow goes nuclear, great. Run this lineup. Make sure you run both. Always run multiple lineups.
Yes.
If Brow goes nuclear, you're in a great spot. If he doesn't, you're gonna regret the fact that you have Jordan Clarkson over Karis LeVert.
Here we go. Kyrie, Lillard, Levert, Levine, Porter, Prince, Millsap, Gobert, and then Rocco was the other one. I'm reading it to you, and you're reading. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
You swap Levert for Clarkson. That's what you did. You still have Prince and Porter, and then you swapped Rocco for AD, and then you swapped Gobert for Jakob Puddle.
Jake.
No, I like the first one better. I like the first one.
First one. Let's do it.
I like the first one better.
Coming down to crunch time.
Old man Millsap. All the money. Old man Millsap.
Old man Millsap.
If that happens, I'll buy a Millsap jersey. And I'll wear it on the show.
Harris instead of Porter.
Whatever the model says.
Who's a good pivot off Kobe Wright? Rubio? Question mark.
DeJounte Murray.
Murray, I like that. Are we playing Bogdanovich on FD?
I'm playing almost every power forward on FanDuel just because of how bad it is. So maybe if you're making 1 to 3 lineups, I would have them in at least one. Yes. Gary
Harris for GPP play?
No. Hard pass.
No. What is Kyrie's ownership? Do you have that ownership still up in front of you?
24% on Draftkings, which is 76% too low.
I've got a sick lineup with Kawhi, Kyrie, Dame, Levert, and Ibaka. So
roll it. Doesn't even matter if the other 4 spots are empty. Just roll that. That's strong.
If you're not part, we already did this. Yeah, we're gonna pass you guys up. Mark, what's up, Mark? DKSE number 2, Kyrie, L. So I think Lou will Kawhi, Prince, Naz, Dame, TLC, Clarkson.
You got Kawhi. Yeah, it's the only thing that I'm worried about is that your Utah run back is Clarkson. In a single entry, I would try and stick to Mitchell or Gobert. I prefer Gobert as much as possible, but either one is a solid option. Just try and upgrade your Utah run back, because the fact that you have 3 nets is strong, but you want that game to go absolutely bonkers. And again, make sure you're switching guys. You got Kawhi at small forward and TLC in the forward spot. Make sure you're switching it up, so that way you have the later guys. If Kawhi for some reason does whatever he wants to do in pregame shoot around, you could easily swap Kawhi to Paul George there, and you have the absolute nuts.
Bing, bang, boom. Glide, we'll have 100% Kyrie just for you tonight, Ghost.
Boom, roll it.
Just for you tonight, KCP.
if you depending on how many lineups you are there, if you're running, well, like 1 to 3, I'm going 100% Kyrie. If you're going 10 lineups, I'm going at least 9. If you're going 50 lineups, I'm going 40. Like, you're basically lowering it as your lineups go up. So if you have 1 to 3, going 100%. If you have 10, you're going 90%. 50, you have 80%, so 40 out of 50. And if you have 150 lineups, I would say at least 65%. That way you're just over 2.5 times the field. So if the field has 24%, to get double them is roughly 50%. You're going to have 65. It's just over 2.5 times the amount of exposure to the best player on the slate versus the field. That's the way you got to
player on the slate. This is what you get with the Win Daily Sports family. One non-Kyrie lineup. LeBron.
No. I'm kidding.
LeBron, Brooks, TLC, Young, Joker, Dijon Mustard. I like that. This is fun, Brian. Thank you. Dozier and Culver.
Check if Dozier is popping. Obviously, I don't have the model in front of me. I closed it there because then my camera starts like flickering when I change screens. So I don't. But if Dozier is popping, great. If not, the only thing that's negative correlation there is that if Joker is going bonkers, Dozier is likely not seeing the court. Because if Joker is going bonkers, that game stays tight. Hence, Dozier does not play. So
yes,
that's the only thing. When we're talking about lineup correlation, it's not just I have 2 or 3 players from this team, I need one from the other. It's like you really, I keep saying it over and over again, but it's I don't know how else to explain it. Your lineup has to make sense so that if you're playing 10.8 for Joker tonight, not only does he have to be the highest scoring player in your lineup, he has to be the highest scoring player in your slate, because you have no Kyrie there, you have no Dame, you have no Kawhi, you have none of these other guys that are $1,000 to $2,000 cheaper than Joker. So you need Joker to go absolutely bonkers to be able to get you there, and Dozier's likely not on the court if that's the case.
Yeah, he's not popping in the model right now, but a lot of people have been bringing him up. Marcus, thank God now he can play Kuz, and I think that Dejounte Murray helped him out a little bit too, so that was nice. Horton Tucker, punt play.
Whatever the model says.
Whatever the model says.
I live and die by this thing. Like I understand that it's a repetitive answer, but whenever you guys ask me in Discord, this guy or this guy, whenever I answer with the player, it's because I have the model open in front of me. So just make sure you have it open. That's I live and die by it.
Nice and easy. What do you think about Denver minus 11? I think you need a better book.
It's tight.
10.5. Okay.
I don't think it's at 11 though. Is it?
No, it's not. I see it at 10.5 on DraftKings. So I don't know. That's so many points, man. That's so many points.
I like to stay away from 10+ point spreads there, but
get a little too crazy for me. DJJ or Valentine? Check the model. I was trying to say it with you. Check the model. Where is
I like Valentine. The model likes Valentine. It was reassuring for me. So one thing about DJJ is that if he goes like there's no fun in playing Derrick Jones Jr. If he goes off, it's likely because you don't have him. And then you're like, when I play this guy, he gets 6 points. When I don't play him, he gets 26 points. And then when you play him, you're like, oh my God, this guy sucks. I knew it. I shouldn't have played this guy. And I knew it. And I shouldn't have played this guy. And I knew it.
You knew it. I knew.
Whereas with Denzel Valentine, you know what? They're 10.5 point underdogs. If you don't have Dame or CJ in that lineup, like these Bulls guys are getting 20+ minutes off the bench because they just keep getting blown off the court. So
something to think about.
Where
are we going? Levine or DeRozan in cash? Do you play DeRozan anymore? I don't think we play him anymore.
DeRozan is that guy.
I thought we collectively agreed that we're just going to kind of let him go out to pasture, unfortunately.
Yeah, so DeRozan, I will never play DeRozan in GBP. I refuse. So the reason why is because he's just that very meh player that he'll find a way to get you there in a cash game. That's fine. But very rarely does this guy end up putting up 55 plus. And if I'm paying $7,500 to $8,000 for somebody tonight, it's Jamal Murray. I'm not paying the same price for DeMar DeRozan. And certainly not against Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Ghost, do you want to check the model one more time and see who the biggest value is? Because it's moved. Maybe we can give that away at the end of the show like we did last night. I think that'll be a fun little thing we got.
You know how red my face got? I have to go watch it.
I didn't notice.
You put me on the spot.
I didn't notice.
You absolutely love to see it.
Russell or Levert, FanDuel cash. Levert?
Oh my god. Levert, yeah, Levert. Yeah. I pulled up the model. That's
we can tell everyone at the end, maybe?
I'm actually gonna pull up like the actual model, like the one like
like the back end, not just the just to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Single entry, Kyrie, CJ, Luke, PJ Williams, DeAndre, Dame, Dozier, Levert. Might replace Dozier. He's at 5x value, but
so you got Kyrie with Levert, DeAndre Jordan.
So you got 3 nets. I don't see
your Utah player.
Need a little Utah.
That's the thing. This is the one game on the slate that Vegas is saying this one's gonna be Dwight. So if Vegas is gonna say it's gonna be Dwight like a Tiger, then that's the game that you want to stack. Go for it. That's the angle that a lot of us are taking tonight. But you got to make sure that you got a Utah guy in there. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and in the second tier of that group would be Bogdanovich and Clarkson.
Let's go.
I'll even throw Conley in there as well.
Guys, I'm 6 minutes over. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try and get all these questions, but my wife can't cook, and I really have to go make dinner soon. Love her. Kennard
I do too. And Rocker's called me 3 times.
Well, Rocker should be watching us right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Kennard and Kawhi okay together.
Ideally, no. And the reason why is because you want Kawhi to go nuts, and Kennard's going to be able to take away shots from him. So I had to think about that one a little bit, just because Luke Kennard's in a new role there. I'm more confident playing Lou Will with Kawhi, because Lou Will comes in for Pat Bev and they need a primary ball handler, and that means that the game's staying tight, which means Kawhi's going bonkers. So
bonkers.
I like Lou Will with Kawhi stronger than I do Kennard with Kawhi.
Adam, what's up, buddy? TLC might not be starting, so the model will probably change soon. So again,
yeah, it's tripping out. It took me like every time I was trying to scroll up, it kept refreshing. So it's doing something right now, like as we speak. So
TLC not starting. All right, so that is actually all the questions, I think, outside of any love for Nurk?
No.
All right, so should we tell people who that top play is, or do you want to hold it back? Worked last night.
Do it for the people. I do this for all you guys. I don't do this for me. I don't do this for anybody else other than you guys, for Michael, for the entire family, because realistically, if I did this for myself, we would not be on air 36 minutes before lock.
No, sometimes like 10 minutes before lock.
I'd be worrying about my own lineups. I wouldn't be in Discord. I wouldn't be answering those last second questions at 7:29 p.m. when people are barely hitting the submit button. So I do this for you guys. I hope everybody appreciates it, or else I wouldn't be on air 36 minutes before lock if I was doing this for myself.
So everybody, we are out. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the chat. Thank you to Ghostman, to HNB Media, to Win Daily Sports. Follow him at DFS_Ghost. Follow me at Michael Brazil 1. Follow us at Win Daily Sports. $150 NBA season pass still up. Go grab it, because we talk about this goddamn model. You might as well look at it, right? Because it's working. Okay. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm building up. I'm gonna give it to him. But everybody, thank you so much, sincerely again. The chat is my favorite part, and as Go said, we do this for you. We do this for the people. We do this because we like to see those 100K screenshots. We do this for you. So everybody, as we said last night, go play Dotson tonight.
Pull up the screen.
You want me to pull out the model?
No, on the site. Just show the top 3. Don't give away too many goodies.
All right.
Just the top one, actually. Just the top one.
Well, that's really difficult to do. Yeah, that's just too difficult with screens. So I'm just going to tell everybody. Tell everybody, go play Mr. Talon Horton Tucker. Model is popping at 7.2 right now. Go take it. Go win us some money. Give us those screenshots. We appreciate each and every single one of you. For Ghostman, for myself, for Win Daily Sports, HNB Media, for the chat, for everybody. We love you all. Hope you make it a very profitable night in the NBA.
THT season.
Let's go.